Yeah, so he was like, Mr. Neves, some people take things too serious, and some people just don't get life, and some people take things too hard, and some people. So then I got mad. My grandmother was cutting my pizza. I was like 4 feet away from him, 4 or 5 feet away from him. I moved. I don't know how I got past my grandmother, but I said, motherfucker, excuse me. Didn't I tell you the fucking chair couldn't fit? Didn't I tell you the motherfucking chair couldn't fit? What's your problem? What if I didn't have the damn chair? What was you gonna do? What if I didn't have the chair? And then you claim that the first day I met you, you claim you do anything I ask, right? And then my grandfather lost control of the situation. He called my aunt and uncle. When my aunt got on the phone, he changed his tune. He was like, "Oh, Chris tried to hit me." Listen, I know the law. I would never try to put my hands on nobody unless provoked. But that was funny. A big gangster guy like him. And then on top of that, I think he had the girls in the office in his pocket or in his pants, because we went to the deli, and instead of doing their paperwork, that's why sometimes I didn't have an aide, and sometimes I was in bed all day, because they never followed up with their paperwork. They, one time we went to the deli, and one of the girls asked them, God forgive me, one of the girls asked them, "Do you like deep throat?" Now, instead of doing their job, and they're supposed to be in the office, and they got people's lives in their hand, they're talking about that shit. That pissed me off. And he said that they can't do nothing to him because they're in love with him, they'll never fire him. One day he left me in bed all day and didn't show up for work and gave me attitude. You know, eventually we got rid of him. But that summer was like the summer of 1,000 assholes, because one of my regular aides, because you gotta understand, I have 12 hours service. One of my other aides is like, he went away to his country for a little bit. So they gave me this African kid. His name was Akule. I met his brother earlier. His brother was cool. But then he started giving me the protocol about the book and all this bullshit. I said, listen, my family treats you good. You don't even do half of what you're supposed to on that paper. Don't even feed me the book. Don't that bullshit. So then he starts telling me this and that and the third. Then he starts calling me old. He says he's a young man. He's a young adult, and I'm old adult or whatever. So now I'm looking at him, somebody that's about 9 years or whatever younger than me, and then I'm looking at him, and I see this piece of cotton, this white piece of cotton in his head, and I'm like, yo, what the hell is this? So I said, brother, man, let me get that for you. It was a fucking gray hair, and he's over here calling me old, and he's a 22-year-old guy. I got rid of him too because, he was very lazy and stuff like that, but he was very arrogant, and he said a lot of negative things towards the health job, and he said nobody really wants to take care of anybody. And so my point is that I'm a young man too. Don't underestimate because I live with my grandparents or because of my condition. I might know a lot more than you, or I might know just as much as you, or I might just be just as good as you. You know what they like to do? They like to throw their love life in my face to try to prove that they're more man, they're more younger, they're more better. And I told him, I said, brother Mans, if you're competing with me, you already won, baby, because what can I do? And as far as Moose goes, he thought he was cute because he had light eyes and my skin color and, whatever. But When you talk to him, there was no substance. He had no brains. You talk to him, he was like, mm-hmm, uh-huh, mm-hmm, uh-huh. He had no opinion. He didn't know anything about anything. You know why he said I took life too serious? Because he took life for granted. And he was never serious about anything. That's the problem, showing up late for work. My service starts at 9. This dude would show up at 12. And I'm lenient, and I let them play video games and go up in my room when I'm not there. God only knows what I'm there doing, but I was cool. Like my boy Abdul said, you listen to people that don't even matter. Why you let these people sweat you? He's not even bright. He told me. But anyway, they could kiss my ass, because if I'm grandma, then they grandpa. Their ass is gonna be right behind my ass, getting old and gray and lonely as hell. And cranky too, 'cause they ain't gonna get far with their attitude in life or in a job. I'm Chris Neves, and now you know what the deal is.